Alrighty, the dairy industry in 60 seconds.
You ever get mad when you take the kids?
Cows gone crazy when I take the babies.
She threw up?
They just go for meals. And she broke her foot. It takes too long to heal.
Deadly manure.
William Underside.
Have you ever truly paid attention as to where you get your food from, but more specifically, where your meat comes from? No? Did you ever know that most chickens you eat don't actually represent what we perceive chickens to look like? They are featherless, discolored, and they're tiny. Completely unrecognizable. Most of us just purchase the piece of meat with no education on what we are putting in our mouth. Is this convenience or laziness of the American culture? According to Brown University's article on being a vegetarian, we define vegetarian as people who do not eat meat, poultry, or fish, who predominantly consume fruits, vegetables, legumes, grains, seeds, and nuts. Today is the day you will all become educated on your meat, and by the end of this speech, I hope to persuade you in the lifestyles of meatless eating called vegetarianism. So what about chickens? Chickens are very intellectual animals who have very strong sense of livelihood and what it takes to survive. According to the Britannica Encyclopedia article, Factory Farm Chickens, in the 1950s, those birds that were designated for slaughterhouses were given a life of freedom to move about indoor or outdoor as they please. Today, the chicken farming factories have the mentality that they are to produce maximum profits and productivity. This means that the birds now have equivalent space of a standard notebook sheet of paper. With the modern change of living for these birds, there is an increase in overcrowding, disease, high death rates, and overall unhappiness in the animal. The qualifications to be a free-range chicken farm, you ask? It's not much better. The difference between free-range and factory-raised is simply that the chickens need not to be caged and to be able to go outside. The overcrowding and disease still remain. What about cows? When we think of cows, we think of animals that are black and white and produce milk and give us beef. This is very true, but in a factory, it's what's behind the scenes that's quite disturbing. According to PETA, females are artificially inseminated multiple times in their short life. And after the calf is born, the mother becomes hooked up to pumping machines multiple times a day and is injected with growth hormones. If the calf is born a male, then he is sent to get fattened for beef and then killed in 3 to 4 years. Now, domestic calves can live up to 25 years. Calves are taken from their mother only hours after being born. If calves are being born for the sole purpose of veal meat, they are shipped to slaughterhouses and killed a couple months after being born. What about pigs? Like chickens, pigs are very intelligent animals, often outsmarting dogs. And pigs can also be domesticated and kept as pets. However, more often than not, pigs are born and raised for meat. Pigs can live up to 15 years as domestic animals, but when they are born for the sole purpose of being food, males and females live only a few short months before they are sent to be slaughtered. According to the ASPCA, like chickens, pigs are kept in large, windowless sheds without fresh air, sunlight, or outdoor access. The female pigs that are used for reproduction are called sows. Like the dairy cow, the sows are kept in crates no bigger than the size that they are and artificially inseminated. They are kept in these crates, which they cannot turn around in, for up until a week before they give birth, where they are moved to a stall that allows just enough room for the mother and the calf, or the baby. Most claim that it is natural to eat meat, which would be true if we lived back in the hunter and gatherer age. Our meat today is pumped with chemicals, drugs, and full of diseases. What is natural is the organic vegetables, nuts, and grains that vegetarians consume on a daily basis. Vegetarians are at a lower risk for many things that the American population is known for. Heart disease, colon, ovarian, and breast cancer, diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure. Now, the question of whether or not vegetarians are getting enough vitamins and minerals is a popular question, but with a very simple answer. Yes, they are. Let's use proteins and calcium as an example. Both can come from fruits and vegetables or meat. Eating a wide variety of the fruits and vegetables, nuts, and grains, and fulfilling the required calories needed in a day is more than enough to fulfill the required amount for a good, healthy body. So today, I have given you 3 reasons as to why eating meat is not the way to go. And one fantastic reason is why being a vegetarian is not as scary as most people think. Unless you are a farmer who gives their livestock a healthy, happy life, then go ahead, eat the pigs, the cows, the chickens. But to everyone else, stop putting those chemically disease-induced animals into your mouth. Like Barbara Kingsolver said in her book, Animal Vegetable Miracle, we call our food animals by different names after they're dead, presumably sparing ourselves any vision of the beefs and pork running around in actual hooves. In other words, don't turn a blind eye, people. Knowledge is power.